Welcome back to the Bobcat Sports Showcase. I'm now joined by Chuck Walter to talk a little men's basketball. So Chuck, over the holiday, Ohio traveled to Hawaii and they got a nice non-conference win against DePaul. But you know, since starting MAC play, it's been a bit rocky. Why do you think they've struggled so much this season?
Well, let's first go back to December and talk a little bit about that tournament in Hawaii. DePaul is a good team. That's a very good win. They started off 3-0 in the almighty Big East. So a great win over there. They also played against a good Nebraska team that made the tournament last year. They were very competitive against them, lost in the final moments of the contest. But going back to your question about why they've struggled in league play, I believe it's been consistency so far. They have the players there. When you look at their offense, you got two guys averaging 14 points in Bean Willis and Maurice Endor. Other guys on the team like Tonio Campbell, adding in double-digit scoring as well. So they got the pieces in place. The problem so far has been rebounding. They've struggled rebounding. They've gone on lots of spurts of 5-10 minutes where they just haven't scored the basketball at all. Especially in that first game, you look at the Northern Illinois game. The Huskies came in here. Ohio started off up double digits right away, and from that moment, Northern Illinois controlled the pace the rest of the game. So Ohio's just done a very poor job so far of kind of controlling the game and dictating the tempo.
Well, Ohio has 15 more games to go, but what improvements do you think need to be made for this Ohio team to make it to Cleveland for the MAC tournament?
Well, they need to run better offensive sets. So far, a big problem has been three-point shooting. They've taken a lot of three-pointers. They don't do the dribble drive much. They don't have much penetration into the lane. Maurice Endor is a big guy on the offensive end, but unfortunately he spends a lot of his time away from the basket shooting jumpers, which he does quite well, but at the same time, you got to have your big boys down low, getting rebounds and scoring in the block.
Well, speaking of Endor, Seti, Campbell, who has surprised you the most on the court this season?
Well, it's got to be the big stretch for Antonio Campbell. Not only has he done it down low on the block, he's also done a very good job of shooting the three ball. Has been Ohio's best three-point shooter outside the arc so far this season, has shown great touch in the paint. He just needs to work a little bit on his defense and rebounding, but he's only a sophomore. That'll come.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot really quick. If you had to predict where the Bobcats would end up in the standings, where do you think they'll be?
Well, what do I go with here? Do I go with my heart or my head? Because obviously I'm thinking that the Bobcats are going to make the turnaround, but so far we just haven't seen a ton that makes it look like they are going to turn around. They have a lot of potential. The players are in place. The question is, can they turn things around and make it there? But I'm going to say that we start winning some games here. We looked good against Toledo the other night, besides a couple possessions where we just could not get rebounds on defense. We looked really solid, so I like Ohio, finishing in the upper half of the conference and making a little run in Cleveland.